I want to go to my favorite question in here of all, and it won't be your favorite question, but and that is, where I come from, people do get into Harvard, they do get into Princeton. About once a decade, somebody gets in Yale. I knew a guy once who went to Yale. He actually won the Harvard-Yale football game for Yale. I got recruited to play football at Yale. That shows I wasn't a very good football player. But, you know, what was it like going to Yale?
Yeah.
No one gets in there. No one. You got to prove to me you went to Yale.
I got to tell you, you know, today I'm not a fan of Yale or of any of the Ivy League. They're effectively Marxist breeding grounds. They've gotten worse and worse and worse. They were already bad in the early 80s. When I was there, it was already a place that you come there as a working class European immigrant, and you're suddenly surrounded by cultural elites who mock God, mock people who love God, whether you're a serious Jew or a serious Christian. That's not going to cut it. They have this kind of sneering, you know, sophisticated cynicism toward people of faith, toward heartland values, toward patriotism, loving America. You pretty much pick up that that's not the way we do things here. And I was naive enough and young enough and insecure enough to kind of go along with that. I think young people tend to do that. So it's not like I drank the Kool-Aid and became a Marxist atheist, but whatever basic faith I had in God or basic patriotism I had was washed away so that I was utterly confused and lost. So I didn't become some defiant sinner. I just was absolutely confused and lost. So I'm not a fan of the Ivy League or of most of the academy at this point because let's cut to the chase. They're utter hypocrites. They once pretended, or cared, I should say. They once cared about such things as truth, beauty, goodness. That went away. They then kind of pretended to care about it, and we're now at a point where they have embraced evil, nihilism, relativism, just to a point that, well, you can see the fruit. There's madness on these elite campuses, absolute madness, and essentially the Ivy League and all these elite institutions are dead. They have gone so far from their founding. I mean, they were already far from their founding when I was there in the 80s, but they've now gone, they've just embraced madness.
I'm involved with Chapel Hill. I went to Carolina for 4 years and then UVA law business for 4 years consecutively. And I'm involved with both alumni free speech organizations, and we're working with Harvard, Yale, Princeton, MIT, Cornell, Dartmouth. They have similar organizations that are finally alumni saying we've had enough.